Let's now talk about circuit symbols. Electronic circuits, there are many electronic symbols that are used to represent or identify a basic electronic or electrical devices. They are mostly used to draw a circuit diagram and are standardized internationally by IEEE. This is a wire circuit symbol. It is used to connect one component to the other. This is joined wire circuit symbol. One device may be connected to another device through wires. This is represented by drawing a block on the point where they are sorted. This is unjoined wire circuit. When the circuit are drawn, some wires may not touch each other. This can only be shown by bringing them or by drawing them without blocks. But bridging is commonly practiced as there will not arise any confusion. Let's talk about some power supply symbols. This is a cell circuit symbol used to provide a supply for a circuit. This is a battery circuit symbol. A battery has more than a cell which is used for the same purpose. Smaller terminals is the negative and the larger one is the positive. Abbreviation is as B. If we talk about DC power supply, this is circuit symbol for DC power supply, which is used to show the current will always flow in one direction. This is AC power supply. It shows the current will keep alternating directions. This is transformer circuit symbol. It is used as an AC power supply, consists of two coils, the primary and the secondary, that are linked together through an iron core. There is no physical connection between the two coils. The principles of mutual inductance is used to obtain power. The abbreviation used for the transformer is T. This is earth circuit symbol. It is used in electronic circuit to represent the 0 volt of the power supply. It can also be defined as the real earth when it is applied in radio circuits and power circuits. This is a simple resistor symbol which is used to resist the amount of current flow through a device. Abbreviation is used as R. This is a potentiometer which is also called as variable resistance. It is used to control the voltage flow and has 3 contacts. It is having an application changing a mechanical angle change to an electrical parameter. Abbreviation is used as POT. This is a capacitor symbol. A capacitor is a device that is used to store electrical energy. It consists of 2 metal plates that are separated by a dielectric. It is applicable as a filter, that is to block DC signals and allow AC signals. Abbreviation is C. This is a different symbol of a capacitor which is polarized. It can be used in a timer circuit by adding a resistor. This is a variable capacitor which is used to vary the capacitance by turning the knob. A type of variable capacitor is a trimmer capacitor that is a small size. The notation are all the same. This is a symbol for diode. A diode is used to allow electric current to flow in one direction only. The abbreviation is D. This is a light emitting diode symbol. LED is used to emit light when a current is passed through a device. Its abbreviation is LED. And this is the most important part, that is photodiode. The photodiode works as a photodetector and converts light into the corresponding voltage or current. This is the most commonly found components in our lab. This is called LED. So LED do have 2 terminals. The longer leg called as positive, that is anode, and the shorter leg, that is negative, called as cathode. It comes in many different colors. You can see here it's blue, yellow, red, white. There are multiple number of LEDs in our lab you can explore with. These are resistors. Resistor comes with many different values. So if you see the color code of this resistor, the color code defines its own resistance value. So all the resistors do have different color codes. We have already learned how to calculate resistance value. This is a switch. A switch is basically a circuit breaker in any circuit which turns on while pressing it and turns off while releasing it. It is always connected in series. So whenever we press it, it closes the circuit. Whenever we release it, it opens the circuit. These are capacitors. To be very precise, these are electrolytic capacitors with many different values. If we see this is having 200 microfarad 25 volt capacitor. This is a different capacitor of 25 volt and 47 microfarad. These are electrolytic capacitor because they do have two different terminals, the longer leg that is positive and the shorter leg that is negative. We have already learned how this electrolytic capacitor works. There is another kind of capacitor, that is ceramic capacitor. These are ceramic capacitors. These do not have any polarity as they do have medium inside which saves electric charges. You can see it closely. These are ceramic capacitors. These are potentiometers, also called as variable resistance. These do have three legs, positive, negative and the rotor. It changes the resistance value. So this potentiometer do have 103 liter on the top. It means that it is having 10 to the power 3K resistance. This is LDR. LDR changes the value of the resistance whenever the light falls over it. So this is a light dependent resistance which is also called as LDR. Can you guess what is this? This is IR LED and this is photodiode. You might be guessing it as LED, but no, these two looks like LED, but these are IR LEDs and photodiodes, a kind of LED but with different properties. The IR LED receives IR radiations and this photodiode receives photons falling onto it and change that photons into a corresponding voltage. These two LEDs are used in IR sensors. This is a commonly used IC. This is L293D motor driver IC. As we have already discussed the configuration of IC, this IC do have a notch from where we can start the numbering. I have some more IC with me. This is a 8-pin DIP IC which do have 8 legs numbering from 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8, starting the counting from the notch. When I was a kid, my parents scared me not to touch the light switch with wet hands because I would be in danger of being electric shocked. Do you know why? Let me tell you. Wet body can act as a good conductor of electricity. In case of any leakage, the person with wet hands or barefoot will get a shock. Current can easily pass through our body, but if we use an insulator for touching the electrical appliances, then we can protect ourselves with electric shock. Do you know why batteries do not give shock? But touching household electric plug gives you electric shock. Let me tell you. Batteries store small amount of electric energy ranging from 5 volt to 12 volt or more. As they are DC sources, our human body acts as a large resistance to the linear current flow from battery. This is the reason we do not get electric shock. On the other hand, our household supply works on AC sources and gives us shock of 110 to 220 volts which is alternating. It attracts and repels at its every cycle due to its alternating nature. Do you know, walking across a carpet can generate around 35,000 volts of static electricity. As 50 volt of static electricity is enough to compromise a small electronic device. I wish I could power up my home appliances just by walking around. Do you know, 90% of world's currency is digital. This means that most of the money you earn, transact with, used to buy goods or services, and so on exist only on computer hardwares. Only an estimate of 8% of currency global is physical money. Can you guess what is this? Yes, you guess it right. This is something which you might have not seen. This simple chip contains billions of transistors. A small silicon chip, of which could easily fit into our hands, contains more than 100,000 transistors. It's something which has surely struck your mind, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? Before ending the session, I am putting up two very interesting questions for you. Which power seems to be more dangerous, DC or AC? And the second question is, can you guess how small a circuit can be? Depending upon the knowledge you gain from the session, please try to answer the two different questions. Thank you so much for watching our video. We'll learn something different and innovative in next sessions. Take care.